Well, hello and welcome back, and thank you for coming back. Today, well, we're up in Armu, great village with great views down to Paphos. Have a look at that. And of course, right up here is the Armu viewing station or viewing point. Just over there is the rear end of Oching Grasivi Labouf. She happens to be the most beautiful woman in the world. Let's go and see what she's got to say.
Hello, everybody. How nice to see you again and again.
And again. Now, would you like to come up to the viewing point? That's that beautiful little wooden box up there. There's some nice staircases. So, as tradition goes, let's follow the rear end of Oching Grasivi Labouf, and she's going to guide us up into the Armu viewing point, and we're going to get a view that is quite simply to die for on a beautiful mid-November's morning in Paphos, which is the island of love.
And paradise.
Paradise it is. Have a look at that. Many people will recognise that view down there, and they'll understand exactly what they're looking at. That is paradise, downtown Cato, Paphos. Well, there's a lot going on down there. There's the promenade, there's the harbour, there's the lighthouse beach, there's a lot of hotels, and it brings back an awful lot of memories for an awful lot of people. So, what are we doing? Well, we're in the Armu viewing point. There is a nice seating area. Oching Grasivi Labouf is sitting there. So we're going to have a little chat and see what's been going on and what's going to go on. Who have we met this week? Well, we have met someone who, to the channel, is hugely important to me, to Oching Grasivi Labouf. There is one man, one gentleman in the whole world, and his name is Mr. Paul Butler. We were graced with his presence, and we sat and chatted with him, his wonderful partner in crime, Miss Beverly. We met his two wonderful friends, Miss Jeannie and Mr. Gary, all the way from Edinburgh in Scotland, and we had a great evening together. With no disrespect to any of those people, of course, there is one man who was there for us when we started. He is number 3. Yeah, he was the man, the first person in the world to subscribe to Marika and me, because number 1, well, that was me. Number 2, well, that was her. Her mum was trying to subscribe desperately, but just didn't know how to do it. So she's around about number 16. My own brother didn't think he could subscribe. He's about number 14. But there is one man who found us, and we thank him for that. We didn't know him before. He's not a friend from the past. He's not a family member. He lived about 40 to 50 miles up the road from me. The only thing that we actually have in common is that once I went to Stockport and bought the greatest cat in the world. So Stockport certainly has a place in my heart for 2 reasons. The greatest cat that ever lived, his name was Smedley Wild, and the greatest man that has ever lived and who ever will live, and his name is Paul Butler.
Exactly, Mr. Paul. I was trying to imagine that man many times in my mind. I was asking Mr. Paul, can you tell me how do you think this man will be looking like? And by the way, he described me. That very Mr. Paul, without seeing him, right, he was exactly the same way that how he is looking like. As all the parameters were there, what my Mr. Paul told me. And yes, Mr. Paul and Miss Beverly, we are highly appreciated your time spent with us, and we are really humbled that we have you, such a lovely people, in our family world.
Yeah, we are. And Mr. Paul, Miss Beverly, you've got to put up with him, I understand. He's having a bar built. I'm telling the world. It could be the busiest bar in the world as time goes on, you never know. He has had his garage converted and fully fitted, very detailed, I understand that. It's going to be a proper, fully operational, working pub. And it's called, well, the Ruby Arms. And as I've told him in a private message, one of these days, and I mean it, one of these days, this lower Mr. Paul and the most beautiful woman in the world, Miss Beverly Booth, will pop round and have a drink in the Ruby Arms on the outskirts of Manchester. And we're wishing you all the luck in the world with it. We hope you have a fabulous Christmas. We hope all the kids come round, the daughters and the sons, all the grandchildren, all your neighbours, and we hope you have a greatest party in the world. And we mean that sincerely. And Mr. Paul loves coming on his holidays. They go away 2 or 3 times a year, but they want to stay in Manchester. And that's a hats off again, because they love their family, they love their friends, they love their dog, and of course, the new thing in his heart is going to be the, well, Ruby Arms, that's for sure.
And Mr. Paul, don't you worry, he's going to cost you very, very cheap, because the most he can drink 20 or 40 liters of Coke and maybe some coffee lattes, but I'm not.
No, that's right. Watching Receive the Booth, well, she's going to take you to the cleaners. She likes cognacs, she likes wines, she likes all those kinds of things. So stop that bar up, that's for sure.
Well, I can stand the cognac only after the very, very good food. First, somebody have to feed me, then have to give me something light, and then maybe I'll stand that cognac, because cognac obviously is a stronger drink.
Yeah. So again, I want to. This video obviously is pretty much for one person. It's for Mr. Paul Butler, obviously for his partner in crime, Miss Beverly. Great to meet you, and we look forward to meeting you again. Please stop working this 80 hours a week. We understand you love what you do. We understand you are probably the greatest florist in the world. You must be, because the man by your side is the greatest man in the world. So you must be very, very special indeed, Miss Beverly. And we thought you were lovely, by the way. We really did. And as I walked into the hotel, I'm telling the audience now, I walked in my blue hat and my sunglasses, because of course, how else would you know it was me? I had the beauty with me, and I saw this chair move, and I had this lovely little wave off Miss Beverly, and the smile lit up the quite dark foyer, but the foyer lit up. And then there was another smile, and that was the smile on Mr. Paul's face. And I'll keep the glasses on, because I think, well, the voice is going a little bit, so the eyes are going a little bit as well. So he was there for us, and so he says we were there for him. So we're friends for life. We will see each other again, that's for sure, and we will be coming to Manchester, probably not this year, but probably next year. We'll leave it for a warmer time of year, perhaps midsummer to late summer next year. I think we'll pop over, and I'll see if I can get another cat up in Stockport way. Receive the booth.
Miss Beverly, I would like to tell you that you can give us a great ideas for our wedding party, by the way.
I was thinking that.
Now and again, I stopped thinking it from yesterday, as I learned what Miss Beverly does. And I had some ideas, don't get me wrong, but non-professional women's ideas. And obviously, you know, something much more better than us.
Yeah, that's true. So, Mr. Paul, Miss Beverly, when Miss Beverly is not so busy, I know she's always busy, and I know Mr. Paul's always busy, but he is retired and he's busy with his own projects, including the pub. But anyway, in your spare time, you could perhaps start to coordinate the wedding plans, perhaps give you something else to do. We've said it on camera, we're going to get married in about 2 years' time. We're going to do it on a Greek island somewhere. So we consider Paphos, well, Cyprus, to be a Greek island. I know technically it's not, but they speak Greek. The cuisine is very similar, the religion, all these kind of things. So we consider it to be a Greek island. So Cyprus, Corfu, Crete, I know there's a lot of them. Start the ball rolling. Let's see where our family, the head of our family is Mr. Paul Butler, but let's see where the family wants us to get married. And I hope, and I really do, I hope that everybody in the world would grace us with their pleasure, with their presence, and come down. I'm pretty sure that Mr. Paul Butler will come. If he doesn't, well, we'll fly over, put him in a suitcase and bring him, and of course we'll drag the one and only Miss Beverly along as well. And you never know, we might even pop up to Edinburgh, grab Miss Jeannie by the hand and Mr. Gary, because he had a very, very good head of hair indeed, and I fancied that hair.
Don't get jealous, Mr.
I'm not jealous.
Don't get jealous.
I'm not jealous at all. And Mr. Paul Butler, by the way, has a full head of hair. He's that little bit taller than me. He is the similar physique, so he's a very, very elegant man indeed, and he's certainly that little bit better looking than me as well, and far, far cleverer. There's no doubt about that. Thanks, Mr. Butler. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, truly appreciated your company. Wishing you all the best in the life. I wish and I would like to all your dreams to come true. Health, first of all, and then the most not that important things will come to you, because you're a magnet of positivity. You know, magnet which is bringing to itself something very, very good. So this is you, Mr. Paul Butler, and I'm really, really happy that we eventually met you.
Yeah, and we are truly humble, and we do thank you from the bottom of our two hearts. Correct?
Correct.
And we'll see you again soon. Good luck with the pub. Please, please don't drink too much in the pub. Remember, you're the man who's paying for all the beer.
By the way, there is a very, very famous Armenian cognac which are produced from the bottom of the mountains, very famous mountains, Armenian mountains, called Ararat. We're gonna bring that very cognac to you, Mr. Paul Butler, to have in a collection of your great wine.
Yeah. And we've also got another surprise up our sleeve. So, Miss Beverly, if you're watching this video, obviously Mr. Paul's going to watch it, we hope he is, could you please find a way to get me your address? Don't tell him sitting next to you. Please, please send me your address, because we have a little present that we want to send to you both for Christmas. Christmas is not far away, so please, please, please don't leave it too long before you find a way to send me that address in a private email or on WhatsApp, because we have something that we want you to have. It's something that was given to us, and it's something that we want to give to you. I've spoken to the person that made it, and he said yes.
Our baby holder, as I called him, Mr. Paul Butler. I know it must be heavy to hold that baby nearly a year now, but most of the babies get grown up more easy and more quicker. But please don't drop this baby, because we really, really understand how hard job you had.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Butler. We're going to leave you with a great, great view out across to the blue Mediterranean Sea. Over yonder, you can just see out to Coral Bay. Have a great, great flight home. I know by the time you watch this, you'll be home, but today is that day. We wish you the safest flight, the swiftest flight, and the greatest flight. And we hope when you get to Manchester that it's not raining too much. Thanks for watching.
And I would like to thank you many, many times, all our loveliest people, all our lovely family, for staying by us, for watching us, for sending us a lovely comments. We're reading it all, and we're loving you to bits. And don't forget to come and see another of our madnesses. Many kisses, and bye-bye.